Okay, students, so we're just here still finishing these notes. This is part 2 of the video. Alright, so in this triangle right here, A is negative 10, 0. B is 0, negative 6. And then C is right here at 8, negative 4. Alright, so again, same thing, we're just going to graph and write the perpendicular bisector for line AB. Okay? So really fast, not to overcomplicate this, I mean, we can make these problems take a really long time, but we're going down 6 over 10. So to find the midpoint, we're just going to go down 3 over 5. You just do half of it. Alright, so boom. Alright, so we got the, we'll call that lowercase c just for fun. Alright, so again, this is a massive problem. Alright, so the midpoint, lowercase c, was at negative 5, negative 3. Alright, so and then what is the slope of AB? Well, we already kind of figured that out. The slope of AB we said was down, actually I already forget, down 6 over 10, down 6, right 10, nice, negative, nice, negative, so negative 3/5. Alright, and then we got our good friend point slope form. So now we're just going to plug this junk in the appropriate places. C is negative 5, negative 3. And then we got to plug in the slope. Oops. So after I plug in everything, remember you're changing the sign because it's y minus y sub 1. So it becomes a positive 3. Same thing for the x. You change the sign. Alright, so we got that in point slope form. Now really from this, let's see, let's pick a good color, blue. Alright, oops, timeout, I messed up. Shouldn't have plugged in that slope right there. Alright, remember we want a perpendicular bisector. So my new slope is 5 over 3. Alright, we want the opposite, so you change the sign, reciprocal. I almost had a massive brain fart, so that should have been 5/3. Alright, we want a perpendicular slope because we want a perpendicular bisector. So a slope of 5/3. So really from point C right here, I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So up 5, right 3, and then boom, I'm going to make a nice line right through all that. Okay, and this perpendicular, or this purple line is perpendicular to AB, and it bisects it, hence perpendicular bisector. All right, now we're going to do the same thing for BC. So BC has a positive slope, right 8, up 2. So that means we're going to go right 4, up 1, and boom. That's how I find my midpoint. Just quickly counted it. And I'm going to call that lowercase a. Okay. So lowercase a, what's the coordinates of that? 4, negative 5. Okay, and then what's the slope of BC? Well, we're going rise 2 over 8, or 1/4. Alright, so that's my given slope. So remember, I want a perpendicular slope to that. So I got to change sign and flip. That's like the unmathematical way of saying opposite reciprocal. Change sign, flip. So flip, change sign is going to be negative, and then flip it's going to be -4/1 or -4. And that's the slope I'm going to want. Alright, I almost forgot to do that last time. That would have been super embarrassing. You guys are probably laughing at me while you guys are watching this video. Oh. Alright, so here's our good friend point slope form. Alright, so it's going to be y minus plus 5 actually now, because you changed the sign, equals -4 over x minus 4. Alright, and just to emphasize things, this 4 right here, when I plug it in, it's a -4, because we're changing the signs because it's negative. Same thing with this y, and then the slope, you don't have to change the sign, you just plug it in. Alright, so really just from this point right here, point A, I'm just counting a slope of -4. So that means I'm going to go down. Actually, let me close up. 1, 2, 3. Down 4, right 1. And then boom, make a line. Let's see. Alright. Nice. And now we're going to do the same thing for line AC. We're going to make another perpendicular bisector. So just to emphasize, these lines are perpendicular and they bisect. We found the midpoint, we're finding perpendicular slopes, we're graphing lines. This is intense math right here. Alright, so first we need to find the slope, or excuse me, the midpoint of AC. So, we're going all the way over 18 and down 4. So I'm just going to cut that in half and do 9, 2. I'll call that lowercase b, which is -1, -2. Alright, -1, -2. Now, what's the slope? Hold on, let me write that down. What's the slope of line AC? Well, we already said we went down 4 and over 18, or -2/9. And remember, I went the perpendicular slope. So we're going to change sign and flip. 9 over 2. It was -2/9, now it's +9 over 2. Alright, so that's the slope I want. That's my new slopey. Now I'm just going to plug everything into point slope form. Alright, so we got that right there. So it's going to be y plus 2 equals 9 over 2, parentheses x plus 1. Change signs when I plug in my x coordinates, all that fun stuff. So really just from this point, I'm going to go up 9 over 2. Oh my gosh, boom, right there. So weird things are happening again. This perpendicular bisector, they all intersect at one point. Alright, this is a little spoiler alert. This is going to be called a point of concurrency. Now it's going to have a special name. What's this special name? You got to stay tuned and find out. But please note that this is an obtuse triangle. All 3 lines intersected at a point outside the triangle. Okay, that's what happened. That's pretty crazy if you ask me. On an obtuse triangle, you did 3 perpendicular bisectors to all 3 sides and they all intersect. What are the chances? Same thing with this one up here. Look, they all intersected. This was an acute triangle. They all intersected at a point inside the triangle. Now, that's it for these notes right here. Let's stay tuned and find out and see what's going to happen when we do a right triangle.